Hey everyone, I'm here making a video on gargoyles and how to make some profit off them for people that really don't know much about them. I put together like a pretty shitty slideshow here just for people that want to visually see it. When I ever see guides and stuff, I kind of like when they do like little stuff like that where I can see it. So off the bat, they're level 111. The requirements is you need 75 Slayer to begin with to even attack them. You also need above average combat stats. By what I mean by that is I would assume level 80 plus to be efficient. I could be wrong with that. I'm level 110. I've been killing them since about 95 combat and I've had no problems with them. They don't hit you too hard as long as you have like pretty decent defense actually. You do need a rock hammer to absolutely be able to finish them off. If you are doing them through the Slayer Master, or you can get the reward from the Slayer Master where it automatically uses the rock hammer on the gargoyle to finish it off, so it's nice so you don't have to click the rock hammer every single kill. The way I'm showing you right now, guys, is I'm going to be killing them at the Slayer Tower in Canifis, so you do need a nose peg or a Slayer helmet for passing the Bear Inspectors. If you pass them and you're not on a Slayer task, then your stats are going to be drained. Either that or you can bring a Restore Potion, but I usually just bring my Slayer Helm. Notable drops, the rune items, so they drop the Battle Axe, the Full Helm, the 2H Sword, and the Plate Legs. Battle Axe, 2H, and Plate Legs are all rare items. The Full Helm is uncommon, so you get these quite a bit. And you should also bring Alks to alk all these items and stuff. You do get a lot of rune items when you're killing them in a trip. They drop the Granite Mole. I've only seen a couple of these and they're only worth 30k, so they're not even that good anymore. It's a 1 in 256 drop rate. They drop the Dark Mystic Top, which is a 1 in 512 drop rate, and that's about 73k. And that's still not that good, but you might get those every once in a while. One big thing you get from them a lot is just straight up cash. You get 10k cash. I see that a lot from them. And the other drops that seem to add up in your inventory when you go to sell them is 10 to 20 gold ore is pretty typical. It goes from 3.2 to 6.5k, and then you have steel bars, which is 6.8k around. Gold bars 10 to 15, and those are about 790 to 1.1k. Not too much, but they do add up and they drop quite often. The metal bars are pretty good. That's about 15 of them for 12k. And then the Runic Ore, which is 1 in 64 drop rate. I typically get 2 of those a trip for me. Usually at least just 1 though, and that's about 11k. The last slide here is Slayer Tower is where I'm going to be killing them. I'm pretty sure you can kill them in the Great Karen, but I have never really been there, so I can't really help anyone out with if they want to kill them there because I really don't have any knowledge on that place. Slayer Tower, they're at the top floor and the bottom floor. To kill them on the bottom floor, you have to be on the task, and it's very dead there. So if you are on a task for them, then it is pretty solid to kill them there. And then on the top floor, if you want to just kill them regularly, which is what I do a lot of the time, then you do not need to be on a task. But sometimes it is crowded, but it's not too bad. Now, after this, I'm going to go in game right now, guys, and I'm going to show you the inventory setup. Just give me a second. Alright guys, so I'm showing you the gear setup, the inventory setup, and how I get there. Now you must need to bring your rock hammer and your nose peg or Slayer helmet or super restore. I recommend if you don't have a Slayer helmet, just bring a nose peg. They're like, I don't know, like 10 GP or something. You need the rock hammer to obviously kill the guys, and the Slayer helmet or nose peg is for when you go across the Bear Inspectors, that they don't drain your stats. So now, other than that, I also bring a super attack, super strength. I only use melee against them. I don't know if you can use magic or range. I've never seen anyone do it. I'm sure it's possible, but I think the most effective way is to obviously melee them. I bring nature runes and fire runes for my high alks. I recommend you bring those because you will get a lot of like rune drops and stuff, and they will start piling up, and you'll have to drop your food and stuff like that, so you can make longer trips if you just alk the stuff. And I also bring my house teleports. You can bring any teleport out of here, but I bring the house teleports because I teleport straight to my house after, use the mounted glory there to teleport back to Edgeville, bank my loot, re-gear up with this exact setup, and I go straight back out. And I also bring a stamina potion. I only drink 1 dose of it though, and then I bank it and replace it with a piece of food. And another thing you need to bring is decent food. You can get away with using lobsters. Sometimes I use lobsters. Most of the time I use monkfish. I find those work the best. If you're crazy, you know, you can use sharks. I don't think you need sharks though. But monkfish are pretty cheap and they heal pretty good. Another option is to bring a spec weapon. The thing is, I kind of AFK them, so I really don't use a spec weapon. But if you want to bring a spec weapon, I'm sure you'll get more kills with that and more profit per hour if you're using a spec weapon. But I just kind of AFK them and not really pay attention. So another thing I'm going to mention right now is I don't know how much GP an hour you get because I'm not effectively killing them per hour. Sometimes, you know, I get distracted because I'm doing homework or doing whatever and stuff like that. So my kills per hour aren't always the best. But I want to say it's always typically for me 500k plus an hour. Usually trips for me average about 600 to 700k. Those are good trips for me. Most of the time. Sometimes I get less, you know, it kind of depends on the RNG. Sometimes I get more. Like I'm pretty sure one time I got a little bit over a mil one time, and that was a good trip. So you also need a Dreaming Staff. So you need a Lost City quest to be done to be able to, I didn't put in the requirements, but you need that to be able to get the Dreaming Staff. And once you have the Dreaming Staff, you have to be done Fairy Tale Part 2. Not done it. You have to start Fairy Tale Part 2 to be able to go for this method that I'm taking you. I'll show you right now that there's other alternatives to get there. I'm going to show you on the map real quick. So one is, what I would typically do is, there's probably a lot of better ways, but I would typically teleport to Camelot then, and I would take this transportation here, and I would teleport all the way to Port Phasmatis right here, and then I'd walk all the way here, and then you'd walk all the way to the Slayer Tower here. That's kind of a long way of doing it. If you don't have the requirements, you would have to walk that little distance. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is if you have a glory, if you have a mounted glory, you can teleport straight to Karamja here. You would land right about here, and you just take this boat from Karamja. You do need GP if you're using this method, by the way. And you would teleport from there, or like take the boat from there, and then you would, pretty sure you end up here. Yeah, you'd end up back here at Port Sarim. So sorry, you take the Karamja boat, and then you end up here, and then you take one of these boat charters exact same way back to Port Phasmatis. I assume that would actually be probably quicker than the Camelot teleport. I'm not really sure because I don't use it, but that's one way of getting there. Another way is if you're on the Ancient Spellbook, you can actually use a teleport that takes you straight to Canifis. And now I don't know what that spell is, so I'm sorry I can't really provide you the information to use that. But that's another way of getting there. Now the way I'm going to take is I'm going to show you in a second after I show you the gear. For the people that don't have Fairy Tale Parts 2 started, it's very simple to do. If it's worth doing if you're trying to kill these guys, I recommend. Now, inventory setup, this is what I'm wearing. Now you do not need to have this kind of stuff. I've seen people kill them with like rune on and whatever, but I recommend bring your best melee gear. You know, if you don't have a fire cape, bring an obsidian cape. If you don't have a fury, bring a glory. You know, like just bring your best gear. Like if you don't have a B ring, you know, bring a ring of wealth because they'll pick your coins up or something like that. Or like if you don't have Barrow's gloves, something less. So just kind of downgrade from there. You do not need the best gear. I do not even have the best gear possible for this. But once that's set up, I'll show you what I do. Is I typically would stand here. I would drink a dose of my potion. And that's my bank pin, so I do not want to show you guys that. So what I'll do is I'll just show you straight up. Make sure you're wearing your nose peg or Slayer helm while you're going in there, because it will, if you forget to wear it, then they will drain your stats either way. So I go from Edgeville to here, and I take this Slayer thing. Now the code is CKS. I wrote it in the bottom left chat there if you want to take a minute to look at it, just in case you want to write it down, but it's CKS. That will bring you straight to Canifis right on the outside of it. And then once that's there, sorry, you just run right up north here, and then you just keep running for a little bit, and then you get your weapon out and stuff. And now if you're on a Slayer task, you do not need to bring your helmet, or whatever this helmet is. You can just bring your Slayer helm or your nose peg or whatever black mask, and you can go to the basement. The basement's very dead and quiet. There's not a lot of people there. So that's the basement right there. You just walk right down there, and simple as that. Now I'm taking the agility way. If you don't have the agility levels for it, the stairs is at the opposite side of over there. over here. So you'd walk, or it's over here. So you'd walk all the way like this around the whole building. The stairs actually right here on the other side of the wall. So if you don't have agility, then you have to walk around it. You know, it takes a little bit longer. It's not too bad. So these are the Baron Spectres that you're going to pass. You might get away with not getting hit by them, but it's pretty rare. As you can see right now, none of them so far are going for me. There you go. See, he hit me. So then you go to the 3rd floor. This is where they're located. Typically, you'd pot up, bring your potions. If you're not on a Slayer task, take your other helmet on. And then see, you kill them like this. And basically, that's it. Now, you can see there's somewhat a decent amount of people here, but there's still always room for you to kill them. As you can see, even with I have 80 defense, even with my stats as well, they still hit on you, but sometimes they hit a lot of damage on you, sometimes they like don't hit you at all. So now, once you're done that, you can basically just, that's all there really is to it. And I'll kill one more here, and then I'll show you what I would do when I bank. It's the same process. If you're not done that, just find a teleport that works for you. I recommend you, honestly, to do this, you start Fairy Tale Part 2. It's very easy to do Fairy Tale Part 1, and Lost City takes 5 minutes to do. And they're both very easy quests. And once you have that, then this method works pretty effectively. I'm sure, you know, I honestly think if you do the Ancient Teleport to Canifis, I would assume that's almost faster for you. But I got 2 Adamant Plate Legs there, which is alright. You know, you get a lot of Adamant Plate Legs, and those are something you want to high alch as well. And then once you're here, you know, it depends how your house is set up, but my glory's right here. You know, I teleport back to Edgeville, and say at a full load of inventory, I would go back to the bank here, and that's it. And I would bank and then repeat the process. So that's how I do it. That's my setup for everything. Honestly, I hope this helps you guys. I hope I included everything. I might have forgot some stuff. Leave it in the comments so maybe I can change it and make it the best possible way for you guys to efficiently kill these guys and make good money. But if you are doing gargoyles, they're honestly, if you're pretty high combat, they're really good to, they're pretty good XP to train on. Like, they're not the worst, but they're not like crazy good. But you do get really good profit from them per hour, and you can end up having a nice bit of coin. So this is my guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a like. Please give your feedback in the comments of if I missed anything to make it better for you guys. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.